Now, this is one of those experiments that has me wondering if I even know anything about hydroponics at all.
And here's all three side by side. We got A, B, and C.
So here's the numbers I settled on for my bee pill. This is based again on the Hogland solution, and the only changes I've made here is I've just done the rounding to the nearest tenth. There's the nutrients that I'm going to be mixing up and the quantities. These numbers I'll be entering in a spreadsheet, so at the end of this experiment we can kind of compare the differences between the low and the high. So these are the ppms I landed on for the A pail. My target was for the calcium was roughly 1/10 of the original starting calcium, so 21 was my target. I got pretty close at 28.5 through 1. Also noteworthy to get the nitrogen quantity total of 210 ppm, I did need to add some urea. The resulting nutrients I'm going to be mixing are listed, and the quantities in grams are listed here for those that are keeping track to see exactly what's going into these mixes. For the C pail, these are the resulting ppms of nutrients that I'm going to be using. The biggest change here, again, we're mucking with the calcium numbers. So the target's 420, and I resulted in at 418.654. That's roughly about double of our control. The resulting nutrients are listed, and their quantities are listed in grams for this one as well.
So I've got 3 gallons of reverse osmosis in all. You can see in the bee pail I've already started mixing my master blend. I've got all my nutrients in my grow closet here that I'm going to be using to make those mixes that you've seen, and a little digital scale to make sure that everything is super accurate.
Once the nutrients are all mixed up, I'm going to use my parameters to accurately measure the EC and the pH of all 3 solutions, so we can get a starting reading and we can also get an end reading once the grow is done.
We have a starting pH of 5.95 for the A pail, a starting pH of 6.01 for the B pail, and a pH of 5.97 for the C pail. We have an EC of 1303 for the A pail. We have an EC of 2.63 for the B pail, and we have an EC of 2.88 for the C pail.
Okay, so I pH'd all the solutions, and so I didn't add any nutrients. I used citric acid for the pH. Both the A and the C pail needed quite a bit of citric acid to get the pH down in range, but they are now in range, the numbers that I just showed you. The B pail is the only one that got any kind of a nutrient that got pH up. This is actually a homemade potassium carbonate mix, and I think it got like maybe a milliliter in the B pail. It was pretty dang close, so a tiny bit of potassium got bumped up there. I'll take these solutions now, I'll get them into the pails, we'll get the seeds planted. Those are going to be daikon radishes as always, so we can kind of keep a similar baseline. Alright, so the seeds are all planted in the pails, and we'll get the light going, and I just kicked off the irrigation pumps for all 3. We got our first irrigation going. Nothing to do now but wait for germination. We'll get back to you then. Just a few days later, and the plants are all up. I just thinned them out, so there's just 1 plant in every bucket. We got our A, B, and this is our C on the far side here. I'm personally thinking, actually, that the A row, the greens look better. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Let's get these all weighed up. I'm going to take and weigh up the greens and the root portion separately. We'll put that into a spreadsheet. We'll also get the pH and the EC of all the nutrient solutions, and we can compare that all.
So the A row first plant, we have 138 for the greens and 24.9 grams for the root. B row first plant, 109 for the greens, 16.4 for the root. C row first plant, 150 for the greens, 31.1 for the root. A row second plant, 170 grams for the greens, 31.8 for the root. B row second plant, 127 grams for the greens, 35.5 for the root. C row second plant, 167 for the greens, 53.7 for the root. A row last plant, 192 for the greens and 48.3 for the root. B row last plant, 136 for the greens, 30.0 for the root. C row last plant, 173 for the greens and 40.0 for the root. We have a final pH of 6.91 in the A pail. We have a final pH of 7.33 in the B pail, and a final pH of 7.89 in the C pail. We have a final EC of 690 in our A pail. We have a final EC of 1296 in our B pail. And we've got a final EC of 1155 in our C pail. As far as nutrients and liquid uptake, all three of them look exactly to be equal.
So I've taken all those numbers and I've just dropped them into a spreadsheet, so it's much easier to kind of compare what's going on. The starting EC value is quite noteworthy in the A pail. It's only 1.3, whereas the other ones are almost double that. Calcium is our main comparison change here. And another thing that I kind of was thinking about too after looking at these numbers, I wonder if I would have pH'd the C and the D pail, or if I would have kept the pH all equal through the entire experiment, if that wouldn't give a more dynamic result or really showcase the difference in the nutrients. Anyway, plant masses as well for this one. We've got all of them added up. The greens, total plant mass, this is just for the green portion. This is the roots are separate. The A and the C pail are almost identical. So apparently less is more and more is more, but control is less. I don't know how to take these results at all. The average plant root weight from the A and the C, almost identical. I'm thinking that the abundance of calcium in the C pail let it take up more calcium. That's kind of what my speculation is. Even though the pH was kind of out of whack. I mean, we got 34% and 37% more growth in the A and the C. The root mass is what's, I guess, the most different in the C pail, 53% higher versus the control. If you guys are thinking what I'm thinking here, and maybe that I should be pHing these pails as I go, the other thought I kind of had is maybe I should keep all of the nutrients that I'm using the exact same, or like the same, instead of having master blend in the B pail as my control and then different chemicals to kind of get the A pail and the C pail what I want, maybe I need to take and only choose from the same chemicals. Those are my kind of two thoughts right now. You can leave your comment down below or what your thoughts might be on this experiment. Anyway, the next one up after this sulfur is going to go into the works either today or tomorrow, and that one's going to come up on the channel next. I'll leave it on the side here as soon as that video is up. Typically takes about 5 weeks from start to finish of getting the experiment set, so expect that video next on the channel.